We've got our day in court today before Judge Bell. I think the documents, NASCAR's own documents, speak for themselves. I think you finally got to see them, and you can see what this case is about.
When we first started this whole process, I've always said that I want to fight for the betterment of the sport.
Something wild happened in NASCAR, and it's not what you think. It started in late 2024, and things haven't slowed down since. Big names are fighting, private messages got out, and now one of the most famous people in the world is right in the middle of it. No one saw this coming, but by the end of 2025, everything could change. So what exactly is going on, and why is one of the greatest athletes of all time now facing off with NASCAR's leadership in court? It all started in late 2024 when Michael Jordan, along with his co-owner Denny Hamlin and Front Row Motorsports, filed an antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR. At the center of the dispute is NASCAR's charter system, a framework that governs team participation, revenue sharing, and race entry rights. Jordan and his allies refused to sign NASCAR's proposed new charter agreement, claiming it was coercive and anti-competitive. Instead of signing, they sued. That lawsuit has now evolved into one of the most dramatic and potentially transformative legal battles in NASCAR history. Why did Jordan and his team push back so hard? The answer lies in how the charter system operates. Teams with charters are guaranteed entry into races and receive a larger share of race revenues. Without one, a team becomes an open entry fighting for a spot each week, earning far less and risking financial collapse. Jordan believes this system is fundamentally broken. In December 2024, Jordan's team won a significant early victory. A preliminary injunction allowed 23XI Racing and Front Row to continue competing as chartered teams while the lawsuit played out. But in June 2025, everything changed. The Court of Appeals reversed the injunction. Suddenly, Jordan's team lost its charter status and was forced to compete as an open team. Can a team survive in NASCAR without a charter? The answer is unclear, but Jordan's not backing down. Things reached a boiling point in August 2025 during a fiery court hearing in Charlotte. That's when private emails and text messages between NASCAR executives, team owners, and even Jordan himself were made public. These messages were raw, emotional, and in many cases, profane. Jordan wasn't pulling any punches. One leaked message had him saying, "Teams are going to regret not joining us." Another text, referring to the cost of hiring a top-tier driver, said, "I've lost that in a casino. Let's do it." These weren't corporate statements. They were personal, and they showed just how high the tensions had gotten. Meanwhile, NASCAR was preparing to move forward without Jordan's team. The organization filed paperwork to reassign one of the revoked charters to a new buyer. It looked like 23XI Racing was on the verge of being pushed out completely. But then, in a sudden twist, NASCAR backed off. After that explosive courtroom session, NASCAR agreed to delay any reassignment of charters at least until the court rules on the team's request for a new injunction. That ruling is expected any day now. Why would NASCAR pause its plan after being so aggressive? Some insiders believe the leak of private messages exposed just how unstable the current situation really is. It's not just about money, it's about control, loyalty, and the future of NASCAR itself. Tyler Reddick, one of 23XI Racing's top drivers, could be forced out if the team doesn't regain its charter. According to court documents, his contract includes a clause allowing him to walk if the team loses its chartered status. The same goes for sponsors. Without guaranteed race entries and revenue, those deals are at risk too. Jordan and Hamlin argue that this isn't just a business dispute, it's a fight for survival. In a public statement after the court hearing, Jordan said, "If I have to fight this to the end for the betterment of the sport, I will." Do you think Michael Jordan can actually change the system? Hamlin added that they're committed to racing and winning on the track while also fighting the legal battle off it. He teased that once the trial begins in December, everything will be laid bare. But NASCAR isn't sitting quietly either. The organization has now filed a countersuit accusing Jordan's team of forming an illegal cartel. NASCAR claims that 23XI and Front Row conspired to disrupt negotiations, interfere with media contracts, and threaten boycotts. They're asking the court for triple damages and to strip the teams of any remaining guarantees. This is no longer just about racing. It's a war between power structures. NASCAR wants to maintain control over how the sport is run. Jordan wants transparency, fairness, and reform. Can both sides walk away without losing everything? The leaked messages revealed how messy things have become. One NASCAR executive described early proposals as having 0 wins for the teams. Another called the process a dictatorship run by a tiny southern sport. These aren't words you expect from leadership inside a billion-dollar sports league. They show just how divided NASCAR's ecosystem has become. Team owners, league officials, and even fans are starting to pick sides. Will fans continue to support the sport if the best-known figures are in open rebellion? For now, NASCAR has paused any charter redistribution, but the underlying battle continues to escalate. A key preliminary ruling is expected any day, and the full trial is scheduled to begin on December 1st, 2025. The outcome could determine more than just who gets to race. It could reshape how NASCAR operates for decades to come. If the court rules in Jordan's favor, NASCAR may be forced to overhaul its charter system entirely. If NASCAR wins, it will reinforce its authority and likely cement the current model in place. What would you change about NASCAR if you had the power? As the legal tension builds, so does the pressure on the track. 23-11. Racing is still competing, but without the protection of a charter, every race is a gamble. One missed qualification or mechanical failure could be devastating. Yet despite the setbacks, Jordan and his team remain defiant. He's betting big, just like he did throughout his basketball career, only now the stakes are even higher. Behind the scenes, legal teams are working non-stop. Sponsors are watching closely. Other team owners are quietly discussing what this lawsuit could mean for them. Could more teams join Jordan's cause if the court leans in his favor? Or will fear of NASCAR's retaliation keep them silent? There's also the fans. Some are cheering Jordan on, seeing him as a disruptor who can bring real change. Others are worried that the fight could hurt the sport they love. Social media is buzzing with opinions, predictions, and debates. And then there's the question of legacy. Jordan's legacy is already unmatched in basketball. But what if he also becomes the figure who changes NASCAR forever? That kind of impact would stretch far beyond any racetrack. Will the courts side with the legend? No one knows how this will end. But one thing's clear, Michael Jordan isn't just along for the ride. He's trying to drive NASCAR into a new era. Whether fans, sponsors, and fellow teams will follow him is still up in the air. The next big ruling could come any day now, and when the trial kicks off in December, the entire sports world will be watching. Until then, one question looms over everything. Can Michael Jordan actually take down NASCAR?